In making the 360 degrees peplum, there are steps we need to follow. The first and the most important step is a folding. The way we fold our fabric for a 90, 180, 360 or 720 degrees peplum are all different. They are not the same. The first thing is for you to master the folding step before you move to the next step. Hey loves, I bring you love, I bring you peace, I bring you joy, I bring you happiness, I bring you blessings wherever you are. At this beautiful and blessed moment, I want you to take a chill pill, stay and keep watching to the end of this content. This is my fabric piece. I'm folding it this way. This is a first fold. We also have a second fold. That means in 360 degrees, we need to have two folds, which should contain 4 different pieces. This side here is a folded part. All the other sides are open. Look at that. If you didn't get that, let me use this piece of paper to illustrate. This is my fabric piece. I first of all folded it this way. That's the first fold. And I folded it that other way, which is the second fold. Do you get? This is the part we shall be taking all our measurements from. That is our starting point. And that is the side we shall be taking all our measurements from. Let's start with the calculations. In the calculations, we shall need just 2 measurements plus a constant figure. The 2 measurements we shall need is your waist circumference or whatever circumference you are dealing with. Secondly, we shall also need the length of the peplum. Okay, these are the 2 measurements we will need, and these 2 measurements you need to take it on your customer or whoever you are sewing the dress for. Now the next thing we have to now look at is the constant figure. The constant figure is what we call 2 pi. 2 pi is 6.28. That is the figure. In fact, we don't change this figure. Everywhere you go around the world, it is constant. So what do? You need to memorize this and make sure it's always with you, okay? And that is 6.28. Don't forget, let it be at your fingertip. This will help you anytime you are making a 360 degrees outfit. I hope that is okay. To begin with our peplum, we need to divide our waist circumference by that 6.28 to get our radius, okay? The waist circumference we are working with today is 23 inches. That is not all. You need to add your zipper allowance or whatever allowances you shall need. In my waist circumference, I will need about 2 inches for my zipper allowance. For that matter, I'm going to be adding 2 inches to my 23 inches. And that will be 25 inches. So we are going to be working with 25 inches as our circumference now. So what do? I need to divide 25 inches by 6.28. After dividing 26 by 2.68, I'm getting 3.97. In maths, the last figure after a decimal, you round it to the nearest one if it is above 5. The one is below 5, you round it to 0. For our answer, which is 3.97, if I'm rounding it to the whole number, I'm getting 4. So I'm just rounding it to the whole number to get 4 so that I can easily read that on my tape measure. If you also think you can read all the points on your tape measure, then you don't need to round any number. One other last thing you need to take into consideration is if you want to make gathers or pleats to your peplum. Let's say, for example, after my calculations, we had 4 inches. Now, if I want to add gathers to this, it means I need to add to the 4 inches. Instead of me using 4 inches, I can make it 8 inches so that I will get my circumference times 2. For me to be able to get gathers. You can add any figure you want depending on how full you want your gathers or your pleats to be. If you don't want any pleats after your division, just go ahead and mark. But if you want to add some pleats, you need to increase the value. I hope that is okay. Let's get started. From our starting point angle, we had 4 inches, but I'll be marking 8 inches for my gathers. I also mark the length of our peplum. So the length of my peplum was 11 inches. Let me show you how to get an accurate and even peplum. You see, sometimes after making your peplum, one side is either longer or shorter than the other. So I'm going to be taking you through that. What do we do first? So let's go ahead and mark that 8 inches all round. Some people, after getting their circumference, they will place their tape rule this way to continue measuring the length of their peplum this way. Oh no, this shouldn't be done. By the time you finish, one side of the peplum is longer or shorter than the other. So what do? You place your tape rule at the tip of our starting point this way. And make sure your tape rule touches the point you mark for the length of your peplum. Whatever figure you get, you just use it to cut across. So after getting it was 22 inches. So I'm going to use 22 inches from that tip to just connect all round. When you do it that way, when you're done with everything will just fall in place. Everything will be perfect. No side will be longer or shorter than the other. This is the simplest way. Take note, this is the same method you use to make a 360 degrees skirt, a 360 degrees dress, and anything 360. Also go ahead and add half an inch for the joining allowance. Now we have our 360 degrees peplum. Because of how our fabric was folded, we are having a full circle. There's no opening anywhere. So let me go ahead and open one part because I shall be adding zipper to this. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. Watch how we're going to be doing it. You can go ahead and attach crinoline to make it stand and make it look more beautiful. Before I go ahead and attach my crinoline, I'll cut a piece of fabric this way. That's what I'll use to sew at the edge of the crinoline so that it won't be pinching my customer when she wears this. I'm going to be securing that with a pin. Again, this is the wrong side and this is the right side. My crinoline is going to be at the right side of my peplum, and my hemming gown is also going to be at the back or the wrong side of my peplum. I'm going to be just pinning all these three pieces together. Why do I attach a hemming gum? You know, crinoline is structured. When you are done in your ironing, sometimes it becomes difficult for it to relax. When you add your hemming gum and you sew along, and after that you press with the help of the hemming gum, it will just relax and it will stick to the fabric. This is the purpose for that. When I get to the end of my peplum, I'll cut and also use another fabric piece to secure that edge as well, and I'll sew. So I'll take everything to my sewing machine and just stitch all around. Now I'm done with the stitching and this was it. I'm going to be folding it this way and I'll be pinning that. I'll take it to my sewing machine again and stitch round the upper part of the crinoline. So this was it. Now the secret magic is the ironing and the hemming gum we placed there. You can see a little bit of scrambles and creases all around. When I take it to my ironing board and press everything with a seam iron, the crinoline and everything will stick to the fabric and it will look neater and more professional. At this point, if you want to be making pleats or gathers, you can go ahead and do that. And that is the end of the video. Thank you.